Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode with the Road to Glory podcast. I'm Juliet.
And I'm Cecilia. And welcome if you're new, or welcome back if you are one of our returning listeners. Welcome to second season of Road to Glory, which feels insane being here.
Actually, crazy how we in our second season already. The second season is going to be even better, so stay tuned.
Yes, you are actually not prepared. But yeah, sorry for the kind of longish Christmas wintry break. We are finally back though. Life happens.
Yeah.
We were busy, but now we are committed to you will get sick of how much content we will get out for you. A new episode every single Wednesday like you used to.
Exactly. We're not going anywhere. We had a little break, but we're back and ready to dive into this new season. I'm so excited. This is the part of the season where anything is possible. Anything could happen because nothing's happened yet. And we haven't got any preseason testing or anything like that. We're still in the motorsports break. So it's all of our theories coming together. There's still a lot of seats that are open in F1 Academy. In other series, not so much. But it's so exciting. I love this part of the season.
Yes, agreed. And also, we're not that far away from stuff starting up again, F2, F3, and also F1 Academy, in a more than a month, but still, it has been longer. We are through a big portion of the break. We are almost there, guys. Hang on. So today, we thought we would start off with a little F1 Academy grid episode where we talk about the drivers that have already been announced, but there are also, as you mentioned, some seats that hasn't been filled yet, so we can give a little bit of a prediction before every seat is filled.
Yes, is very exciting because there have been some swaps, which is interesting. But one thing that F1 Academy like to do is they like to announce a driver and not tell us what team they're going to be joining. They tell us the sponsor, but not the team, which is very frustrating because I like to know where they're going to be. So we are going to be talking about some drivers who are going to be on the grid. We're just not sure exactly where.
Yes, and honestly, I feel like this is a topic we've discussed multiple times in this podcast because it is so frustrating because as it is the teams operating the cars are kind of easily forgotten because you can't see who their identity. And now also, when drivers are being announced, we don't even announce what team are they actually going to be driving for, which is pretty important. So it is so frustrating, and I would love to know what the reasoning behind this is, because surely when a driver is announced for they will be driving for Red Bull, surely they know what team is actually going to operate that car, that driver. So I don't get the reasoning behind.
Exactly, and especially with the Red Bull drivers, they are always with Campos. Why are we not saying that they're with Campos? Just tell me. I don't understand why we're keeping back this information. It doesn't make any sense to me. If anybody knows why, please explain, because I'm really struggling to see, especially with this Campos situation. We know the Red Bull drivers will be driving for Campos, unless there's a very big shift and change and they're all scattered across the grid, which I don't see happening.
No, it's so frustrating. Also, I would love to know how this even works, because I also noticed before we get into who have been announced yet. Obviously, an example is Alba Larsen has a while ago been announced to be driving for Ferrari, but not with which team. And then yesterday, out of nowhere, MP were oh yeah, now we're ready to say that Alba is driving for us. But F1 Academy was not ready with their official graphic that she will be driving for MP. So they were just reposting the MP one, even though they usually have their own. So definitely some mismatch between the communication of the actual teams, F1 Academy, and the sponsors or F1 teams.
I feel like people are getting a little bit too relaxed in this winter break and they're not keeping on top of it. We need this information, guys. We are here waiting for it. But it's so weird. What happened in the couple of weeks between when Alba was announced for Ferrari and driving for MP now? I don't know, it was the contractual stage, but why not just announce it together and hold off announcing if she'll be driving for Ferrari? I'm sorry. I don't get it. I need
No, we
somebody
need.
explain to me, please.
Yes, exactly. Like we need to talk with someone, either like F1 Academy driver, or just someone working in the F1 Academy. Like, let us know how this works. But anyway, we are here today to at least walk you through the people who have already been announced, and for some stats for you, so you all know what stage of the season we're in. Currently, 8 seats are not confirmed. And like when I say 8 seats, it is because there are technically 3 drivers out of those 8 that have been confirmed to be on the grid, but like not for a specific seat, like not for, let's say, Prema or MP. So technically, there's still room for 5 more drivers who have not been announced, which will be maybe making some predictions in this video of who those drivers could be. And then we have like 9 actual drivers who have been confirmed for specific seats we will go through as well. And also something we mentioned, I think, at the end of last year, with the wildcard driver, it seems on the F1 Academy website that it has been confirmed that Hitech will still only be operating 2 cars, and then having the 3rd car being the wildcard. That is at least like what it's listed as right now.
Yeah, also I saw on the Wikipedia page as well, it's also saying that. But I mean, like, Wikipedia is run by like normal people, but I looked on there as well, so that's what they think.
Yeah, so I guess we can just go straight into it, and we obviously have to start with no other than Prema.
Yeah. Prema, oh, Prema, who are like holding their cards quite close to their chest at the moment. Prema, who we only know one driver, which is Matilda Potts, who will be with Aston Martin, but with Prema as well. She was a wildcard entry, so this really fits into our theory of if you're a wildcard, you should hopefully get a seat the next year. Like you're kind of auditioning for that role. So it'd be really interesting to see what she can do for a full run, because she was only the wild card for Montreal. But yeah, that's like Prema are taking their time.
Yeah, they are not in a rush, only announcing Matilda so far. And for those who don't know Matilda that well, she is a German driver, currently 17 years old. So definitely you can tell when we go through the list that the grid is getting younger, as like the idea behind the series was initially. Just we are getting those younger drivers into F1 Academy, of course, which makes sense because it is an F4 spec series. So it's very good to see that progression.
Yeah, and I feel like it made sense in the beginning of F1 Academy to have a couple of older drivers, because there wasn't this foundation. Now that F1 Academy is an established series, it's bringing younger drivers into karting and will build it up. So slowly, I think it will get to the goal. But I have a problem with people who are like shitting on F1 Academy like now. Like it's just in its building phase. Like it's not gonna be perfect. It hasn't had that long time to establish itself, build like that progression of girls coming up. But we're definitely seeing a lot more younger girls come into the series. So it's going in the right direction, and I'm very excited about it.
Yes, and obviously we are only in the 4th season of the series, so it's only like natural. It's not like the finished product yet. But yeah, to go back to Prema, as mentioned, like that is the only driver that has been announced so far, which like seems wild. And I was like, they're staying with like their connection with Aston Martin. Obviously, they had Tina Hausman driving for Aston Martin the past couple of seasons, so will be exciting to see that like collaboration and what you would say continue on. But I do have some predictions for like who could like be the other Prema drivers potentially.
Go for it. I'm excited to hear what you think.
Okay, so I have like Dreamland, and I have like thing I actually think will happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one dream is already dead. Like my first dream was obviously Alba to Prema, but that is not happening. That's been like completely announced now. That is not happening. But another driver I see as like being realistic to get one of the seats could be the wildcard driver from Las Vegas, Payton Westcott. Because I have reasoning behind like this is not just based on delusion. My reasoning is right now she's currently driving for Prema in Formula 4 UAE, so like already that connection there. So like if she performs well, like who knows, maybe the contract is already there, not announced, but I could definitely potentially see her joining Prema. I honestly don't know what like association she would have to an F1 team or brand. I have no idea, but like I have some vibes about Payton.
I like that. My prediction was she will probably be on the grid as well. I was just not sure where. And it does
Mm.
make sense for her to be in Prema with that connection already there, as you said. Very interesting to see her sponsor because she was sponsored by Las Vegas and she is American. So I wonder if she will bring an American sponsor with her if she gets signed to the grid.
Yes, because like with the American drivers in general, I actually have quite a few American drivers that I'm like predicting could get into F1 Academy full time this season. And I could imagine not specifically Peyton, like she could be, I don't know, but like I feel like one of the American drivers could definitely potentially be sponsored by Tommy Hilfiger. Now that obviously they are an American brand, and I feel like they're trying to like rebrand themselves as being extra American now that they're also sponsoring Cadillac. And obviously Cadillac is not going to be joining the grid, but I could see like potentially picking an American first year driver for Tommy Hilfiger and then maybe progress that person to be like maybe the Cadillac driver next year. Who knows?
Yeah, I could totally see that.
But obviously there are also other American sponsors. We obviously also usually have American Express.
Yeah.
Could be one. I don't know why I don't see that connecting with Prema, but like that's just because we're so used to seeing Prema being like we're only the F1 teams, but like it could change. We really don't know.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if whoever Mercedes sign stay with Prema as well, because we've
Yeah.
seen that in the past. So yeah, I'm very curious.
Yes, because also talking about the teams like staying with what like feeder series team they usually are at, I feel like we need to move on to like a person who has left Prema, which like not completely came as a surprise because I
No.
do see the reasoning behind it, but like still, I was kind of expecting her to stay at Prema for whatever reason. But that is, of course, that recently it was announced that Nina Gateman is switching from Prema to MP.
Yeah, which like not shocking, but still, you know, Alpine have been with Prema and Nina has this relationship with Prema as well. But I'm very interested to see. A lot of people are going to MP and MP are a very good
Yeah.
team. So I feel like MP could perhaps be fighting for the championship. Maybe Prema dominance is over.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say it, but MP are looking mighty fine.
Yes, that will definitely be interesting to keep an eye out on because Nina is kind of doing the same that Maya Berg did with having like her first season in Prema and then shock switch to MP. Now at least MP are more established in the series, I would say. Like obviously they performed very well with Maya last year and also like Alba and Joanne also did a decent job for being in the rookie season. So seeing Nina with MP, definitely see her as one of the drivers that could challenge for the title potentially, but that we'll get into in our prediction video episode, which will also come out soon when we know like more of the drivers who will actually be on the grid.
Exactly. We can build some ideas for now, but we're not going to let you into all of our ideas yet until we know the full grid and then, or at least most of the grid, because sometimes F1 Academy
Yeah.
can leave things very last minute.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see. When we get close to the season, no matter how many people have been announced, we'll definitely make a predictions video. But yeah, mentioning Nina switching to MP not being that big of a surprise is obviously because this, again, the same as Maya, she is a Dutch driver, so going to a Dutch team in MP definitely makes sense going to her home team. So that makes sense. I definitely see why that could be like a good choice for her. But looking at the other drivers, MP, she's not the only one who has been announced. Because like, luckily MP did finally announce this after waiting so long for this. But Alba Larsen will also be staying with the team for a second season. Now, obviously, being supported by Ferrari.
Yes, very exciting. Glad that we have now got the confirmation because we were speculating that, you know, she
Yeah.
might stay, she might go, but now we've got the confirmation she will be staying with MP for her second season. So MP have two-year drivers.
Yeah.
They're not going the route that some other teams are going with rookies.
No. I definitely do see like MP if they really want to like challenge for both the team's title and also the driver's title. I feel like a safe bet is with going with some second-year drivers that both had amazing rookie campaigns, and I'm so interested to see Alba and Nina teaming up as teammates. Will be interesting to see. I was like both personality-wise, I'm excited for that part, but like their driver's skill, I will be interested in seeing like who of those two would be like kind of the team leader, or if they will like be very equally matched. Like we'll have to wait and see on that. Obviously, Alba is still one of the younger drivers. I don't remember right now how old Nina is. Obviously, she's not old,
No.
but like with how young the grid is getting, she's becoming like one of the older drivers almost.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like she might take a bit more of that mature role in the team,
Yeah.
but obviously they're both very evenly matched and they're both amazing drivers. So it'd be very interesting to follow along and see how that team develops and the dynamic within.
Yes, and now that those two drivers have been announced at MP, that obviously leaves still one seat at the team open, and I have another prediction for that, which I'm like not sure about, because like initially I was thinking potentially they could stick with Joanne Conte, giving her a second season with the team. Now that Nina have switched to MP, I feel like it's less likely for some reason, because I was seeing another Dutch driver joining MP in my vision, and again I could be completely wrong, but I see the wildcard driver from last year, Esme Kusterman, who has been announced to be driving for Lego Racing, new F1 Academy sponsor. Like I definitely see her Dutch driver going to be joining MP.
Yeah.
It has not been announced, so I could be completely wrong, but like that was what I was envisioning.
No, I 100% agree with you. I feel like it lines up with her. She also had such an incredible performance at her wildcard debut at Zandvoort, finishing the highest of a wildcard had that season with a P7. Like she had incredible races, and I do see her going to MP. I see MP having a rookie. I'm not sure where Joanne will go, if she'll stay on the grid or move to another team. But in my mind as well, it also makes sense for Esme to go with MP.
Yes, definitely. And I also like now we're mentioning that they will bring in a rookie. In general, I feel like in the past years, a lot of first-year drivers were like close to being guaranteed getting a second season, but I definitely do foresee that we have a lot of the drivers who were first-year drivers last year, not necessarily still being on the grid for the second season if like they didn't like really break through or had like any really great performances, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Obviously, there's still some seats available. We don't know anything yet, really.
We don't, but I do see a very rookie-filled year next year and some less returning drivers. That's just kind of the vibes that I'm getting.
Yes, and I feel like now that we're talking about rookie drivers, I have to jump down to ART, because like they have went full-on rookie lineup, youngest driver lineup ever in the series, which is like crazy. But I also like some talented drivers there, so like could go really well for them. Not like saying it is a bad thing that they're going for this rookie lineup.
Yes, I'm very excited to see Lisa Billard get a full season.
Yes.
Because her successful rookie race as the wild card in Singapore was incredible. And now she's fully supported by Gatorade, who are joining the grid full time instead of just like kind of operating the wild card. They kind of did and they kind of didn't. It was a little bit confusing, but now they're a full-time sponsor with Lisa. She's also an Iron Dame, so very, very excited.
Yes.
She brings in so much promise. She's broken a lot of records on her way to F1 Academy, so I would not be surprised if we see her up there. And it makes sense that she signed with ART.
Yeah, again, French driver, French team. That seems to be like a theme this year, that the drivers or like the teams operating the cars are going for drivers with the same nationality as them, which like makes sense. But yeah, finishing off Lisa Billard, I will also say that the only concern I have is that ART has been like kind of a struggling team the past couple of years. So definitely hope they can take a step forward, because like it hasn't always been easy for them, but definitely hope to see them take a step forward. Also, like Lisa only being 16, she has like really accomplished a lot of things in her career so far, so she'll be one to watch for sure. And also, like other French rookie driver that are joining ART, we also have, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, I just realized I never like actually pronounced it, but like Jade, what is her last name?
Jade,
Jade?
Jacket? I don't know. Jackie, like it's
No,
French.
we don't speak French on this podcast. We're so sorry for
No,
butchering that,
and my
probably.
French Duolingo is not helping me here.
No, but like Jade, we can agree on her first name, hopefully. Maybe we'll find out that's not at all how it's pronounced. But like her, she's also like only 16 years old, also French, and supported by Williams. So also like then now we're seeing again the F1 team Williams sticking with ART, which they also like had with Leah Block driving for them the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, very interesting to see. She's coming in as a rookie. She didn't get a wildcard drive. So we
No.
really don't know a lot about her. She came from French F4. So yeah, interesting to see that ART are going with her, another French person to join their team. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about her because she is quite like unknown.
Yes, obviously a lot of the other drivers that we're seeing, like Lisa, we have like knowledge of her more so because she was a wildcard driver, but definitely the other drivers just pop up without being a wildcard. We don't know as much about yet, but I'm sure we will get to know them. But also like the final driver for ART, because like ART is the only team who has like actually announced all the drivers. So thank you, ART. Job well done to you. It's another driver we don't know a lot about, and I will feel like very left out in the French team, being the only non-French person, because like the final driver is American, and her name is Katie Countryman.
Yeah. Haas are sticking with
Yep.
their American drivers. They're like, we are an
Yes.
American team. We will have our American
Mm.
drivers. So very excited to see what Katie can do. Obviously, Haas have dropped Courtney. Again, that fits in with the our little theory that we won't be seeing as many returning drivers. So it is, I feel like there's a bit more pressure on these rookies to have a good rookie season now because it's really not guaranteed that they will get 2 years.
Yeah. Also, Haas especially. I feel like it must be such a difficult team to be like sponsored by or supported by, because Haas don't really have like a young driver program at all. So that is one of the teams we have spoken about before. Kind of just have an F1 Academy driver because they have to have an F1 Academy driver. As like now, Haas has been having a driver in F1 Academy for 3 seasons, obviously, because that rule was introduced 2 years ago. And they have had a new driver each year, all American as well. It's like, but so they're at least going with a theme there. But I do hope that maybe now also Katie being so young that maybe we could, if she performs well, of course, see her staying with Haas for 2 seasons, maybe, who knows. But like seeing how young Kaylee is, I was like shook. Like it feels so wrong because like obviously she is 16, which is the required age, like the other drivers, but she was born in 2010.
That is,
Let that sink in.
I feel so old. I've never felt so old in my life.
No, but like it's wild. So she has just turned 16. She was born here in the start of January. But like it just sounds wrong. Like how can you be 16 and be born in 2010? Like the math isn't mathing.
No, I swear 2010 was not that long ago. Like,
No, literally 2 years ago. Feels like. But yeah, that will be interesting to see what she can do. Also, again, she was another one of the new rookie drivers who didn't take part of any wildcard last year. So honestly, I don't know too much about it either. But it's definitely exciting to see F1 Academy going in that direction now that it is an F4 spec series of like getting more younger drivers in.
Yeah, and she did participate in the in-season testing. So this does bring in the factor of the rookie test and that they are taking
Uh,
drivers from there. So if you guys are looking for anyone to predict, I would go into the rookie testing and look at who performed well.
yeah.
And we may see them land up on the grid this year.
Yes. But going from ART, who has like their full driver lineup announced, I feel like we have to mention what is happening with Campos not
Yeah.
announcing any driver yet. Because like
Nobody.
we feel like we know. We feel like we know. But like it's not announced yet.
Yeah, like, okay, Alicia's coming back. She's staying with
Yeah,
Red Bull. We assume she's going to be at Campos. The same with Rafaela Ferrara.
exactly.
She's coming back. She's
Yeah.
staying with Racing Bulls. But it has not been announced that she's going to be at Campos.
No, and it's so odd because obviously Alicia Palmowski and Rafaela Ferrara were both announced in the final F1 Academy weekend last year. So in Las Vegas, it was announced like they are staying with the F1 teams, but Campos hasn't announced anything yet. And obviously, if anyone are new here, we are very used to like seeing Red Bull Juniors like across all feeder series pretty much being associated with Campos, driving Campos. So I would be very surprised if we saw them like make a surprise switch to Prema or something. Like, technically there are 2 seats available at Prema. It could happen. I don't see it happening, but like
No,
I would suspect they will be taking up 2 seats at Campos again.
exactly. And I'm pretty sure Red Bull Ford is not coming back.
No,
So it'll be interesting to see who takes that final third spot at Campos if it's an associated Red Bull sponsor or something to do with Red Bull. But yeah, Campos, can you please announce your drivers? It's been long enough. You can
yeah,
have signed that contract.
please. Yeah, let us know. We need to know. And also, like as you mentioned, Red Bull Ford used to be the 3rd car in Campos. I feel like also like implicitly it has been announced that that won't be happening again. Now that I guess it's kind of like in line with the F1 team Red Bull being like powered by Ford now. So that will just be like Red Bull now in F1 Academy. And I also like it was said that McLaren were gonna be the only team pretty much to have 2 entries in F1 Academy, which obviously, if you like, okay, I would lead on to like where McLaren drivers are going, but like, do you have any like specific prediction for like who the final Campos driver will be before we move on?
Um, I'm really not sure about this. I don't know because like I feel
No,
like it's so wide open, especially with Campos not having announced anyone. I feel like it will be a
exactly.
rookie in that seat.
Yeah,
But other than that, absolutely not.
yeah, I'm on the same page with that. So I guess we can swiftly move on to where the McLaren drivers will be, which has been announced. Obviously, they are having 2 this year. They are both at Rodin, and they are both named Ella. So have fun with that throughout the season.
We are gonna get confused. We're gonna have to like specifically say like Ella Lloyd and Ella Stevens.
Yes, because those who don't know, they are obviously the 2 drivers that has been confirmed for Rodin so far. Obviously, Ella Lloyd going into her 2nd season of F1 Academy with Rodin still. She had an amazing rookie season, also finished highest of the rookies last year. So she'll definitely be one to watch. She will be staying with McLaren, and then we'll have Ella Stevens driving for McLaren Oxagon.
Yes, very nice to
Yes.
see Ella Stevens moving up. And very interested to see her rookie campaign with Rodin. Rodin are like a secretly strong team. I feel like we don't talk about them much, but like we saw Abby pulling there, and they were very dominant with that. So it'll be very interesting to see the Ellas fight it out on track as teammates in
Yeah.
similarly colored cars.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the F1 Academy liveries because, like,
Oh,
how different will the McLaren be to the
yeah,
McLaren Oxagon? Because hopefully it will not just be 2 papaya cars because we will not be able to tell them apart
no.
at all. But we'll have to wait and see with that.
Yeah, I'm very excited with liveries. It's like my favorite thing to do is judge the liveries. So perhaps we'll be
Yeah.
getting out a video like that if you enjoy that type of video. But yeah, very exciting to see who else Rodin have as well, because I'm pretty sure that third seat is open.
Yes, the third seat is not yet like announced who will be driving there. Also, again, the theme of like the nationality of the team Rodin is again reflected in the drivers they've picked so far. Obviously, with
Yeah.
Ella Stevens being British and also Ella Lloyd being Welsh, so I would say pretty close to having that connection as well. Obviously,
Absolutely.
so that is interesting to see like so many teams, like both MP going with Dutch driver, Rodin going with British driver, ART going with French drivers. So like those nationalities are like thriving right now. But yeah, as you say, the third seed is not like announced yet.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for the third seat? Because I have a suspicion, but I don't know. I don't know.
Like my mind has been all over the place with the third seed, like all possible drivers it could be. Because like first my mind was like, with two McLaren drivers, will they do like the same with Red Bull did with Campos and have like some McLaren sponsor or something? But then I thought it could also just be like Charlotte Tilbury. Like that is something we haven't mentioned at all.
Yeah.
But like they haven't like said anything about what the driver will be. And like obviously Chloe Chong for Charlotte Tilbury race that Rodin last year. But then again, I thought to myself, the most likely driver that will probably be at Rodin I see happening could be a driver that hasn't been announced yet, but I would assume would stay for a second season, being Emma Felbermayr, who also raced for Rodin last year, which I would like maybe assume she's switching to Audi now that she was for Stake last year, but again, nothing has been announced on that.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Would make sense for her to stay with the team. But then
Mm,
I'm gonna throw something in there that if we want to stick
yes.
with an all British lineup at Rodin, I could maybe see Megan Bruce joining the team.
Ooh,
She
yes.
did step in for Ava Anastia, so like she has had
Mm,
some experience before. So if they want to go with an all British lineup, they can put Megan in, and like she was the highest
mm,
in the GB4 female standings, because in GB4 they have that like female competition before she left to step in F1
yeah.
Academy. So like I see her somewhere on the grid next year.
I honestly feel like both yours and my predictions are very solid. Like I could see both of them happening. Also because I have written down Megan Bruce as definitely getting a seat. Like I cannot see her not getting a seat. As you say, like she could have won the female part of GB4 last season if she had not like left to race in F1 Academy. So I would expect her to be there. I don't know if it will be with Rodin, but
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. I was like, my whole prediction, Emma Felbermayr, she could pretty much be anywhere. But I also feel like it would make sense with her being potentially with Audi. She's obviously not German, but I believe she's Austrian, so like still German speaking. Like
Yeah.
close enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, but other teams who have announced drivers so far, we have Hitech announcing one of the drivers. Obviously, they only have two full-time seats, so half of them
Yeah.
announced now, which was recently announced that another wildcard driver in Rachel Robertson is gonna have her first full year in F1 Academy, being supported by Puma.
Yes. Very interesting. Um, she will have a full-time seat, which is really nice because she was at Las Vegas as a stand-in driver. Um, and she did perform really well there. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do with a full season.
Yes, definitely will be interesting to see how she performs, especially talking about Hitech. They were definitely struggling quite a bit in their first season last year, but now, of course, it's their second season. Hopefully, they will have learned from last year. So, fingers crossed that they will be able to be more competitive this year.
Yeah, please. I'd love to see Hitech be up there. Like they've been struggling a bit, but I hope now that they've gotten like a little bit more to grips with running the wild card, and they can also get more to grips with this car as well.
Yes, but we obviously just have to wait and see until what happens when they hit the track in Shanghai. And honestly, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. But to finish off like this prediction slash who I actually confirmed video or episode, I'm sorry. I feel like we have to talk. Are there like any other drivers who we think are going to be joining the grid or hope are going to be joining the grid who hasn't like been announced yet? And there's one driver in specific that I haven't been able to like place in any of my predictions because I don't know what team she will be at. I don't even know if she will be there, but I really hope she will be. And that is for those who have watched the podcast. I feel like you know who this driver is going to be. I think it's both of our predictions that she will be there somewhere, hopefully. And that is, of course, the first driver we ever interviewed on this podcast, Ava Dobson, Miami wildcard driver last year. She definitely deserves to get like a full season because I was like, she only got one race in Miami, which is like ridiculous.
Exactly. Like, I am so passionate about the fact that I need her on the grid. Whether it's this year or next year, preferably this year, I really need Ava on the grid. And like, we have open seats, so it is a possibility. But I'm just like crossing my fingers, manifesting. Obviously we've interviewed Ava and she's so wonderful, she's so talented. So we just really, really hope she can get a seat, please.
Yes. Also, she is an American driver, so the whole thing we talked about with American sponsors, preferably wanting an American driver, she could definitely be a good shout for that. Also, besides being the wildcard driver last year, she was also the driver who finished as the highest ranked female driver in GP4 after Megan Bruce obviously have to leave. We will never know if like who of those two would have came out on top if Megan had stayed. But like still the facts are that Ava Dobson had an incredible final weekend in GP4 and managed to like clinch that top female driver spot. So I would hope that she can get an F1 Academy seat, also knowing that that top female position did come with a prize fund that initially was like meant to go towards F1 Academy, so I can definitely see that happening.
I think the moment she does get announced, because in my mind she's going to be, I'm manifesting so hard. I think we're going to be so excited, both of us.
Yes.
Especially because we will be at Silverstone this year, almost next year. We are in 2026 this year, which means we will be seeing all of these drivers on track, and hopefully they will continue to have like the open paddock situation, so we will be able to go and see them. It would just be so lovely to see her actually in person this time.
Yeah. That would be absolutely incredible. Fingers crossed for that. I just can't wait because like we have wanted to go to an F1 Academy obviously for a while now, and like the stars aligning, them choosing Silverstone for the first time this year, I just cannot wait, and I know it's gonna be absolutely incredible.
It's meant to be.
But yeah, to look at our predictions, I feel like I have come like all my predictions pretty much. Also like with the drivers I have mentioned, I will say I started off the episode saying that there were still 5 seats remaining, and the drivers I have mentioned, and I feel like also because you didn't mention anyone else that I hadn't on my list, they are 5 drivers. So technically we could be completely right or we could be completely wrong. We don't know. Yes, like actually, imagine if we got all 5 right.
Honestly, if we do, like, we have to treat ourselves to something. Like, I don't know what, but we have to get like an F1 Academy like badge that's just like, I knew the grid. I know what's going on.
Yes.
There could be someone like random who's put in there that did well in the rookie test that we just haven't mentioned. But I feel like, I don't know, just with kind of the way that everything's been going and the way with the wildcard stepping into full-time seasons, could be likely that we are at least have some of them correct.
Yes. Also because of course there are rookie drivers from last year who I would love to see getting a second season, who like I haven't mentioned or we haven't mentioned, but like that is just the way things are sometimes. And for example, I would love to see Ava Agnostias getting a second season after she was so unfortunate breaking, was it her foot or her hand? Was it her foot she broke?
Wasn't it? I think it was an ankle.
Yeah, so obviously missing the final couple of rounds, she really wasn't able to really show what she got. But yeah, I don't really see her getting a second season, unfortunately. And that could be said for other drivers as well. But like to sum up, like if we are really geniuses, we need to like get this clip ready for like when the full grid is announced. The drivers we have mentioned, we're like, okay, we maybe not know like where exactly they'll be, but then again, F1 Academy don't even know where everyone will be with the way things work, like not announcing specific teams. But the drivers we have mentioned in this episode as our predictions are Ava Dobson, Megan Bruce, Payton Westcott, potentially Joanne Chiconte is one of the ones I also mentioned, and Emma Felbermayr. That is 5 drivers. We could be wrong, and someone we don't even know yet could come in and grab one of the final seats. Like, that is our bet right now.
Yeah, so if you have any predictions, let us know in the comments below. And then maybe you are correct. So yeah, put it down there so that you can come back and when they're announced, be like, look, I said they were gonna be there. And then you can get a gold star from us. Or like a heart. I don't know. I'll give you something. So yeah, let us know your predictions down below. If you think we're right or if you think we're horrendously wrong, tell us. We welcome all of your comments, all of your criticism if you have, and just opinions. I love to see what everyone thinks, and it can sometimes change how I think. So yeah, let us know.
Definitely let us know in the comments. Also, as of recording right now, it is Saturday. This episode is not going up until Wednesday. So we could already have like multiple drivers being announced in that time. If that is the case, we'll let you know at least in like the description of the video, like, attention, we were wrong. This person has been announced. Or maybe we were right. And one of the people we've mentioned have already been announced.
Exactly. Teams like to do this. They like to announce just after we have spoken about someone and be like, no, they're actually doing here. They like to burst our bubble, but maybe we will be right. But make sure to follow us on our Instagram as well, because we're very active over there. I feel like it's our most active platform, where we post and let you know who's been announced. So if you want to go follow us there, for more content, then you should.
Definitely, because we will be getting out more content and you will never want to miss a single thing. Also, before we completely finish off this episode, we wanted to briefly mention some feeder series news, which we usually do. So, do you want to give us the feeder series news?
Yes, I will start off with our champion in F2 being announced as the official reserve driver for McLaren, Leo Fornaroli, which is very exciting. But what's even more exciting, I love you, Leo. I love McLaren. But for those of you who don't know, I am a very big Luke Browning fan. And I was very upset when I realized he was only going to get 1 season in F2. And I was like, I'm not going to see him at Silverstone next year. This year now. That is no more, because it has been announced that he is the official reserve driver for Williams. So I mean, like, he should be there. It doesn't clash with Super Formula, which is the other series that he is doing this year. So yeah, it's very nice to see the F2 graduates getting their first step into the F1 world. And who knows, maybe this could mean a seat for both of them in a couple years' time. Because we saw with Oscar Piastri, he went into that reserve role and then landed up getting a full-time seat. So something to look out for. Yes, we only talk about feeder series here most of the time, but those are our feeder series graduates. Like, we love them. So we thought to mention.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's still important to like mention where they're going now that unfortunately there were not any F1 seats available, but still they are very much in the hunt to get an F1 seat in the future potentially. As like the only other big feeder series news we have as of right now, maybe something else has broken after this, and like this is already old information. But obviously Richard for sure was also announced into the McLaren family at the end of last year, so he will now be joining the ELMS grid. So completely confirmed now, he's not staying in F2. Okay, we can all calm down now.
Well, thank you for 5 years, Richard, but it is nice to see you
Yes.
get a full paying seat somewhere else. He must be very happy he doesn't have
Yeah.
to pay for seat anymore. He actually can get paid to drive. So we
Well,
I can't speak. We wish Richard the best. And yeah, excited to see what he can do at ELMS.
yes, definitely. But I think that was it for this week's episode. It was very nice finally being back. Hope you're all looking forward to our future episodes. And also, if you have anything specific you would like to see from us, definitely do let us know, and we can like add it to the list. Obviously, we still have some time until the actual F2, F3, F1 Academy seasons are starting, which are like the series we will mainly be focusing on again this year. So like, let us know if there's anything specific you want to see from us.
Yes. Follow us on all of our socials, on our TikTok, on our Twitter. If you're watching this on Spotify, we also have YouTube and vice versa. But it's so, so lovely to be back. As we mentioned, we will be consistently posting now, so don't fret. We are here. We're back again. We're in the groove. But yeah, it's just so exciting to be back for our second season. And we'll see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.